Joining me at the table, my colleagues and my friends, Ed O'Keefe and Caitlin Huey-Burns. Great to have you here on the debut episode of The New Takeout.
Congratulations. Yeah, nice to be here.
Nice digs.
Nice
digs.
I like the return of Distressed Wood to a studio, so it's good to see you.
Distressed Wood.
Non-DC.
Sort of works with my entire vibe, Distressed Wood. Ed, let's talk about the tariffs and the European Union.
Yeah.
On Friday, off by Sunday or Monday, the markets reacted quite positively today. There's a sense that this has been resolved, but it hasn't been resolved.
No, none of this has been resolved yet. None of these tariff deals have been resolved. All problems with the president's creation, none of them resolved yet. In this case, yes, there was a call to wrap it up already late last week. And by last night, a conversation with the head of the European Union or European Commission that basically says, let's give ourselves to July 9th to avoid this 50% tariff that I'm now threatening on the entire European continent. And sure as day, the stock market, as you said today, loved it. So the White House avoided another meltdown that would have led to a lot of nervous calls from Wall Street and business people all over the world saying, what are you doing? Please stop this, reverse it. And instead, he's giving it more time. They rightly pointed out it's trickier negotiating with a 27-nation bloc because you got to get 27 nations to agree to every little line item that there is to discuss. But that they're still talking and that he got that call from the head of the EU is reason, or the EC is reason enough to continue discussing this. And sure enough, the markets liked it.
Yeah. Caitlin, I want to play for you sound from President Trump over the weekend, not about tariffs, not about the European Commission, the European Union, but about Vladimir Putin. Let's listen.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
And then today on social media, I want the control room to bring this up. On True Social, the president said, and I quote, "What Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia." And I mean really bad, all caps. That means Trumpian emphasis. He's playing with fire. In response to that, Dmitry Medvedev, a prominent person in the Putin inner circle, said, well, I don't know what he's talking about, but we should all be afraid of World War III. This is all ratcheting up.
It is, and Republicans on Capitol Hill, at least, are ready with a bipartisan sanctions bill, essentially saying, Mr. President, you tell us when, and we will deploy this. When Trump has started
Meaning, if you really don't like it, maybe do something about it.
Let's do something about it. And now the question I have is, do you have to wait for the president? No, of course you don't. They could move forward with this bill. They are, as you've seen on tariffs, as you've seen on Russia, as you've seen on a variety of things, Republicans do give deference to the president. They trust him. They want him to work his magic as they see it. But they are, at least on this issue, saying, welcome to the party, Mr. President. This is where we've been. This is how we've felt about Putin, and we're ready to issue these sanctions. So the question is, when will they do it?
Ed?
80 senators have agreed to do something. I can't remember the last time 80 senators agreed to do anything except maybe confirm one or two non-controversial nominees.
And even that.
And even that, it's been hard to get.
Or name a post office.
Right. 80. Okay? They're ready to go. Lindsey Graham and Richard Blumenthal. Green room gadflies they are, but they were able to pull together all of their colleagues to get this. It's ready to go. House would pass something too. And it's interesting that they're giving him as much deference as they are, and yet part of it is because they're waiting for the budget negotiations as well, and they want to. And the president hopes somehow Putin wakes up at some point and decides to agree to a ceasefire.
And to your point, Ed, in the Wall Street Journal today, Lindsey Graham writes that he has 82 senators now on board. And these are sanctions designed to dramatically increase tariffs on Russian energy sales. And he writes in the Wall Street Journal, the consequences of its, meaning Russia's, barbaric invasion must be made real to those that prop it up. If China or India stopped buying cheap oil, Mr. Putin's war machine would grind to a halt, putting all the blame where it belongs, at least in terms of who started this conflict. Putin and Russia, and how it is funded or financed in large part energy sales. Caitlin?
And you know, if you listen to the conversation that the administration has been having over the past several months, they have been very reluctant to say Putin started this. And the language has changed over the past several weeks. Republicans, at least on Capitol Hill, have already been there. They already say, you know, when you ask them about how the president is approaching this, they already say, well, Putin's a thug. We need to address him. He's not, you know, he's a bad guy, right? So this is an instance where they've already been here. They just need some okay from the president politically to say this is what we want to do. And it's complicated, but it's also pretty fundamental, right? Sanctions have been a operating procedure of foreign policy for a while.
Sanctions or asset seizures. Either way, for the president, it seems like he's on the cusp of frustration turning into something.
Yeah, but we've been asking for weeks about this bill, when it only had 60 sponsors, when it had 70, when it had nearly 80. Now that it has 82, White House never gives an answer on, does he support it? Would he be okay with them passing it? Which shows you that they know it's there, it's leverage, it's maybe a last resort.
It's only leverage if you use it. Ed O'Keefe, Caitlin Huey-Burns, thanks so much. You'll be back.